Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to talk about Pokemon card investing, sort of how you can make money doing it, and the long-term effects of holding on to Pokemon cards. Can be like better returns than you can get in the stock market. How I sort of figure out what set is best to invest in. So basically, unless you've been living under a rock for your whole life, you would have heard of Pokemon. Um, it's the biggest franchise in the world, and I mean, I was collecting Pokemon cards when I was a kid, and unfortunately, I didn't keep hold of all of the ones that I had when I was in school. I got into secondary school and I just outgrew them. But I recently, maybe 2.5 years ago, I got back into Pokemon cards, and I started learning about actually how much money they're worth. And I think because of 2020, the lockdown, a lot of people started looking into their old collections again, and it just went through the roof. Especially with like Logan Paul doing openings of first edition Pokemon card base set, which is what the base set is what I grew up on as a kid, and now Pokemon cards are just worth like some of them are worth thousands, and I think one or two cards are worth like millions of pounds as well. But anyway, today I want to talk about whether or not you should be collecting Pokemon cards, or if you're interested in doing it, how you can actually do it. So there's a few things you need to know. For starters, you need to make sure you pick the right set. So there's going to be some sets that are just not going to do very well, and there's some sets that are going to do very well. And you need to know really like what's going to be what we call like the chase cards in the set. So this, say if we take this Champions Path set for instance, this is an elite trainer box. So you'll get some packs in here. You'll get some dice and like a book and all this stuff, because you can use the cards for an online game. I don't personally play that game, but that is what the contents in these elite trainer boxes give you. It's to play this game online, but you do also get some packs. So let's take Champions Path for example. There's only 2 cards in this set that are worth even over £100 or so. So this wouldn't be a good set to put loads of money in, because there's just not many cards in the set that are worth people sort of opening it up and trying to chase. But then you've got a set like Hidden Fates that has got tons of cards in it, celebrations as well, that have got quite a few cards that people want. And yeah, basically you need to know what cards are in the set, because whether or not it's going to be popular, that's what's going to determine whether or not they're going to be popular. And how you can do that is you can follow some people on YouTube, which is what I do, and they will do all the research for you. So when a new set gets announced, you'll get to see what all the cards are going to be in it. And after it's been out for a couple of months or so, there'll be people that will do like how much they were sold on eBay, all the cards in this set, and whether or not this set has got like 10 plus cards that are worth over £100 or over £50, and it's a good set. And the people I would recommend that you need to follow to learn what cards are going to be best, like what sets are going to be having the best cards in, is Top 10 Pokemon. He's really good. He will also do like graded cards, how much money the graded cards have gone for and stuff. He's really good to follow. Twice Baked Jake, I quite like that name. He's really good. He also does set reviews as well, so he will give you an honest opinion whether or not he thinks it's going to be a good set. He'll break down all of the cards that are coming out in that set, and say whether or not it's probably going to be worth investing in. And then the other one I would go to is Danny Phantom. He also does real good analytics of sales. So you've got like say Champions Path, like when it first came out, everyone wanted it, and then when everyone realised that it wasn't a very good set and it kind of fell off, Danny Phantom will go back and show you how well it's done in the past 6 months or to a year. So he can be really good for that. So they're the people I sort of follow on YouTube, and I'll just, when a new set's coming out, I'll go to them and I'll get all my information from that, and then I will judge from there whether or not the set's worth investing in. So that's the one thing you need to know if you're going to get into building a portfolio with Pokemon cards. And the other thing you need to know is there's going to be some products that are exclusive. So for example, I've got this product here, which is Celebrations Premium, Ultra Premium box, and they didn't make many of these. I personally couldn't, for the life of me, I couldn't get this in my local game store. I mean, I even went down early in the morning when they were supposed to be restocking them, and they just sold out instantly. There was people queuing for them, and these retail for £150, and you can't find these on eBay for under like 300 quid now. So there is some products that if you can find, you can make an instant profit on, but it can be very tricky because a lot of people obviously do know about things like this, and they'll beat you to it. But you can occasionally get lucky. There's exclusive products, like this would be a very good one to invest in because, like I said, it's exclusive. They didn't make many of it. And this is getting to my next point on what sets to invest in and where you need to be careful. Because say you spent like £1,000 into Champions Path, and you're like, right, I'm going to invest my money in that, and I'm hopefully going to get a good turnaround in a couple of years, let's say. But if they keep reprinting the set, and reprints can be what really kills your portfolio, basically, because if they keep reprinting it, or they reprint it longer than a set previous, then that's going to drive the value down. So, for example, Hidden Fates about a year ago was worth double more or less what it is now, what the Elite Trainer boxes were going for and the tins, and then they did a reprint. So if you'd stocked up then, as soon as they did that reprint, it would have all gone back down more or less to retail price. But then that can also be a good time to jump into a set because they do waves of reprints. It's usually no more than like 3. So this was like the second or third wave of Hidden Fates. There wasn't going to be any more after this. So what I did is I did my research and I thought, well, before the reprint happened, this tin here was going for like 50, 60 pounds, and this Elite Trainer box was going for like 150 quid. And then the reprint happened. The retail price of this tin was like 30 pound, and the retail price of this box was 80 pounds. So I picked up a bunch of tins and these Elite Trainer boxes because I knew this was the last wave of reprints that was going to happen. Because like I said, I did all my research, and already this tin I paid 30 quid for, and it's now worth 50 quid. The Elite Trainer box is kind of not going up as fast as I'd like, but I'm willing to hold on to this for a long time. I mean, I paid 80 quid for this, and I've got a few of them, and it's like nearly gone up to £100 in like maybe 4 or 5 months. It doesn't maybe not sound like a massive return in the short term, but in the long term, another year or 2 years, it could easily be 100% return. But like with this investing cards in Pokemon cards, you need to be in it for the long game, especially now, because years ago, like 10 years ago, a lot of sets back then, they didn't print them as heavily as they do now, because a lot of these modern sets, there's a lot more people involved in Pokemon now. So the Pokemon company don't like sort of scalpers, which is not what I recommend. Like, I don't recommend you go and buy thousands and thousands of pounds worth of cards so that no one else can get any. Like, if you did manage to find one of these in your local game store, don't be buying like 10 of them if it was possible to do so. Just start building a portfolio, because every single set that's ever been released has always gone up, but some will be a lot better than others. Like some will be only maybe gone up like 50%, and others have gone up like 1,000%. And for example, the set that got me back into Pokemon was a 2016 set, and it was called Pokemon X and Y Evolutions, and it was a reprint of the first ever base set that I grew up on. That was, I was playing with in school when I was a little kid, and I bought a pack at a boot sale when I was just loitering around at a boot sale, and I thought, oh, some Pokemon cards. And I thought, I haven't opened any of them in a long time, so I picked up a couple of packs and I opened it, and X and Y Evolutions pack had, like I said, the reprint of the first base set, which was like the original Charizard artwork, and I actually pulled the Charizard from the XY Evolutions, and I'll show you it now because I've got it graded, and it just got me back into the hobby. But that set, Evolutions, it was like when it came out like £100 for a booster box, because you get like booster boxes, elite trainer boxes, and tins, and like those are different varieties of how they store these packs. But Evolutions is a prime example. They did a massive, loads of big print of it, but then Logan Paul did a box break of a base set booster box, which no one can afford basically. So everyone wanted to get Evolutions because it was the same artwork, and those boxes went from £100 a booster box to like £900 a booster box. It was insane. That's nearly 1,000% increase on your investment. I mean, that doesn't always happen. That's very rarely happens, but like in the short term anyway. I mean, like if you used to hold on for like 10 years, which is what some of the boxes I plan to do, you can easily get that kind of return for sure. But you do have to be careful with, like I said, with just knowing what sets are going to get reprinted a lot. It's kind of hard to make a quick turnaround on products now. Some you can. There was a set that came out not that long ago called Evolving Skies, and I should have jumped on that, and I underestimated how good a set that was. And if I bought the booster boxes at retail when that came out, I could have made easily like 40 quid per booster box. There's another way you can make money as well, is you can get your Pokemon cards graded. Now, if you get a card and it's got like great centering and it just looks pristine, you can send it to companies like PSA, Beckett, Ace Grading, and if it comes back a 10 or a 9, then the card's value could skyrocket. So that's another thing you need to look into, is like whether or not you want to grade your cards. Currently, PSA and Beckett aren't actually taking the standard purchase for grading cards. You can only, I think it's like $50 for the lowest like card you can send at the moment. So you might be better off finding different grading companies. But PSA and Beckett are the best companies that you can send your cards to. I mean, if you get a Beckett Pristine 10, then you're looking at like, that card can be worth thousands of pounds. So yeah, that's something else I recommend looking into. If you start getting really involved in it, is start grading your cards. But potentially when PSA and Beckett lower their prices again, I mean, I'm waiting on some cards that I sent about a year and a half ago, and I still don't think I'll see them this year, unfortunately. But that can be a really good way to go as well. Another way you can make like a little bit of profit, which can be quite fun, I think, is when a new set comes out, people will pay, way too much money for the individual chase cards in that set before another reprint happens. So a set comes out, everyone wants the chase cards in that box. So what people do is that if you pulled the chase card, if you went down to your local game store and you bought a few packs and you pulled the rarest card out of that pack, like out of that set, you could sell it on eBay very quickly for like a ridiculously good price. And then when the second print happens of that set, that card will be worth a lot less. So if you do go and get some packs for fun and you pull a really rare card, I recommend just selling it at that time if you've managed to get it as soon as the set comes out. Then when it gets reprinted, that set, you can buy that card, the exact same card, for probably half the price off of eBay. And I have done that before. I've pulled a really rare card on a new set, like just out of luck, and I thought, oh, it's worth 80 quid now, and then sold it, and then they've reprinted the set again like 2 months down the line, and then that card's dropped to like £40, like 50%. So I just picked it up again. So that's another thing you need to look into, to not just hold on to cards. Basically, you can always get them at a cheaper price if you do it like that. Obviously, if you're going to open a pack that's like 5 years old and then you pull a really rare card, that card's still going to be worth what the market price currently is for it. I mean, I have a big collection of Pokemon cards now. I quite like just how they look in my flat. I've got them in like display cabinets. I've got some graded cards as well, individual cards that I need to send off because I'm currently waiting for PSA and Beckett to lower their grading submission price a little bit. But I would absolutely recommend getting into Pokemon card invest. I mean, especially with the stock market just currently falling to pieces every day. So yeah, I hope that is giving you like enough information to maybe start a portfolio. You can always just shoot me a message in the comments and I'll get back to you and I'll try and help you as best I can. So yeah, I hope that helped and I will see you in the next video. Peace.